Welcome to the Core 4 recap. What in the world happened last night? I am still on fire. I barely slept. What an incredible show. I've been in this space now for almost 4 years, and I have never seen anything like it. I mean, just to be a part of it, yes, that was great. I've never been a part of anything like this, but just to see and witness, I just don't think a lot of us really understand what we saw last night. And so I just wanted to come on, and you're not going to see this a lot from me, and that's to give you guys a recap of what we experienced and kind of shorten it so that you can start making some decisions about how you're going to move in this space. Before we get started, I want to talk a little bit about where each week is going to head, Monday through Friday. We are going to change our lives. And the way that we're going to do that is emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. We've got so many things to touch on. So, fitness is one of them. And as your coach, I'm going to start with the fitness challenge for the week. Our goal is to build up our bodies the same way that we are building up our financial books. And so the way I want us to do that is, as your coach, I'm going to challenge you guys to do 5 push-ups, just 5 push-ups every day until we see you on Sunday. And then Monday we'll give the next, and we're going to build on this, and I'm going to give you different challenges. And as your coach, what you're going to find is, yeah, we might only be able to do 5 modified or 5 military push-ups. I've already done mine today. And so by hopefully, let's say 3-4 weeks, it'll be super easy for you guys to do it. And then we'll build on it each and every week, each and every segment, until we get to a point where by June, you'll say you're a physical beast. So hopefully you guys will join me in this challenge for health improvement, wealth improvement, fitness improvement, and everything else. So let's talk a little bit about the layout from yesterday. So we had Chris Pulver come on. If we don't really know who Chris Pulver is yet, then Chris has his own YouTube channel. Chris is a noted 20-year veteran in this space for trading crypto, trading Forex, trading options, trading stocks. When it comes to like a hedge fund, you would look at Chris as being almost at the top of the bar with this. I mean, his Streamwise capital is going to bring in between 35 to 45% a year. And if you take a look at most hedge funds, they're going to be at under 30, really like slightly over 20. I have a friend of mine that works at UBS, and he takes $5 million net worth only. And he's going to do what's called a J curve, get you in 3 to 5 years. Your J curve will start moving into an upward growth just to max out at 20%. But they've got to dive into private funds for the first 3 to 5 years, even to get you there, where honestly, Chris is going to get you, consistently 30+% a year returns. So that's number one. And Streamwise Capital, what they're working on over at Streamwise is being able to make sure that non-accredited investors at some point can get involved with Streamwise. And so now, understanding that, Chris achieved 60,000 pips last year in the Forex market. So just understanding what the cost per pip is, if you were to subscribe to a service, if he even offered it. But just to understand what that means that if you put in $1 for every pip, then you would at the end of the year have $60,000 with $1 invested. That means that you could have lost $1 too, but his net pips, that means you have to have more money available as a margin so that it can go down and potentially get stopped out if he's wrong, or breathe in case it needs to go down before it goes up to its take profit. But the idea behind this is that if you used $10 lot sizes, then you would be at 600,000 for the year. If you were to use $100 lot size, what would that look like? So knowing that you have that type of expertise behind you just to ask questions. He doesn't trade Forex for us. He only provides the options service through Streamwise, and I look at that as a retirement. Remember that Core 4 is about mindset, changing your mindset. Core 4 is about changing your financial understanding to investments. Core 4 is about changing your view on your retirement, which Chris fits in great for retirement. And Core 4 is about changing how you think about a 9 to 5 experience. So those are the four things that Core 4 really interrupts. And when you look at the logo, those are the four cogs that you see right here on the side of the O in Core 4. So think about what it is that each of the people that I'm going to share with you in terms of recapping how you can participate. So Chris knows who's the Ghost Protocol group is. And so the Ghost Protocol group had got over 40,000 pips respectfully last year. 40,000. So the same rule applies. $1, you could do 10 cents, by the way, but $1, $10, $5, $15, use the multiple that you want of net gain of pips for the year. That means that whatever the losses are, these are also the gains. So there's some predictability in what could possibly happen for you in the future. And so the way that it works is we have, for Ghost Protocol, we have two things. We have the sniper service, which all of those that are already subscribing to the sniper service, you see that there's already trades in the sniper service. And then you also have the trade room. To understand the difference between the sniper service and the trade room is to understand that you have short-term goals, which would be sniping the market, which would be going after 50 to 100 pips. And it'd just be something that's quick, easy. Let me grab my pips and let me go. And that's an everyday happening, quick, fast, in a hurry. We see an opportunity, we go get it. And that's going to be right there in your Telegram, in your Ghost Protocol Telegram group. And that's going to actually, the price was $800, but it's going to drop down to $600 for the year. $50 a month. What is the cost per pip if you can get close to, I'm just being generous here, but 10,000 pips a year on the sniper service? That's not a bad ratio as cost for pips, per pip. But then you take it a step further. You say, okay, well, what about the trade room? The trade room is a spreadsheet, and on that spreadsheet, you're going to be able to see all of the entries of the ghosts. And so this is their multi-strategy that they're using. And so when you see that, what they're entering, you'll see the trade itself. You'll see where your take profit should be. You'll see where your stop loss should be. And so you'll see what the expected return should be on your capital. And so now, if you're looking at a short term or a short growth, we'd be looking at about 100 to say 150, maybe 200 pips. That's a lot of pips. If you were to look at medium, you'd be looking at maybe 150 to 300. And if you'd be looking at long, you'd be looking at 300 plus. That's fantastic. You're going to have some goals in there where you're looking at 800 pip moves, which means that you can also re-enter and put another position in. So let's say you put a position in once, you can put a position in twice, 3, 4, 5 times, whatever you guys feel comfortable with. So the trade room isn't where you're coached or the sniper service. The trade room and the sniper service is where you're given the information and you just know what to do with it. Well, how do you learn what to do with it? Well, that's easy. There's babypips.com if you're a newbie. We'd like to see you guys use a 50 to 1 leverage ratio. So Oanda, there's IG, there's a couple of good brokers out there that you guys can set your accounts up with. So just kind of keep that in mind, that there's a real opportunity for you guys to do some significant growth with your capital through the Forex market. So Core 4 wants to give that to you. Now, in order to participate in the trade room, it's $30 per month. And so you'll get a Google spreadsheet, and that Google spreadsheet will have everything that you need. It's viewable only. And so as long as you're paying the $30 per month, you can cancel at any time. Then you will get the trade room. And so use that. And so if you can count on an average of 40,000 pips to be had, that's not a bad deal for the year. So you just have to figure out what your leverage is and also how much you have to work with. Now, you might say, well, Brandon, Coach, can you please break down using the core 4 principles? And yes, we will do that in the future because we are subject to the same information. Are we public? Are we licensed? Are we in the United States? Do you hold custody of the money or do we hold custody of the money? All of those questions are valid. Are there testimonials? And by the way, I am one of the clients of Ghost Protocol. And so every Sunday, you'll be able to see how I've done in the trade room as well. And so we have other people that are going to be communicating and jumping on and sharing with us their journey and how this is changing their lives on a regular daily basis. So the next thing you guys really got a chance to meet was with James Bishop, arguably just one of the flat out smartest people that I know. And I've been super proud of him in our relationship and learning more and more about why he does what he does. And let me just tell you, what does he do? James is a fantastic insurance, just aficionado. Like his understanding of insurance goes to a scientific level. But how does he prepare himself? And this is what I talk to people about, with Chris and with James and with all of our coaches, but it's be a subject matter expert and then be the best version of yourself. And so for James, not only being a subject matter expert, but being the best version of himself means that he's actually getting a doctorate. So he's Dr. James Bishop at some point. Then he's considering getting more. He's already got his master's, getting additional masters. So you want to make sure, and this is no offense to anybody, but when it comes to the economic outlook, you're not dealing with somebody that's doing this part-time. So he's not dealing with part-time insurance questions and, I got to get back with you and all the rest of this stuff. This is what he eats, lives, breathes, sleeps, everything. And he's also a fantastic trader. And what a lot of people don't understand is what he was sharing with you guys yesterday. You're going to eventually have to learn the language with Chris and with James. And what is it that they're really telling you, and how do you really apply it and communicate with people? What is the SPY? What is the US dollar index? What does all of that mean? What are the converse relationships? What are the inverse relationships? Because that's going to help you when you understand that the core 4 shows about minding your business. Core 4 is about minding your business. And so when you start to learn just a little bit of the patterns of how to communicate, then what you're also going to find is that when you're talking to people, they can't hoodwink you. They can't scam you because you have a basis of knowledge and you're getting that from experts for free. So that's a big, powerful tool that I want you guys to really utilize when it comes to what James and what Chris are offering at the beginning of our show. So you definitely don't want to miss that. So let's jump into our analysts. Well, we already talked about the sniper room and the through Telegram and also the trade room. And that was piggybacking off of just the intro of what Chris did with Forex. But try it. Try to set up your Forex account. Try it. Because if you're going to get through the Ghost Protocol incredible opportunities that are proven, why not give yourself a chance to make some money and at least be transparent? And the money is in your custody through experts that are teaching you or sharing with you all along the way. So now we move on to India. Coach India, who also works directly for Core 4. But Coach India has been a fantastic Forex trader, but she's also applied those same skills to binary options. And so now to kind of get an idea, knowing that none of this is financial advice, this is for entertainment and educational purposes only, but understanding that Coach India, if she's able to, on her account, get 2.5%, and you are a fly on the wall, you have a choice. She's going to be teaching you, along with Coach Vaughn, their methods and their techniques for how they decide whether or not they're going to enter a trade. And so when they're doing this, as a fly on the wall, you can either follow or do something different. Your choice. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But let's just say for them that they have $10,000 in their account. And for entertainment purposes only, they're trading this account daily at 2.5%. And they trade 7 days a week. It will take less than 6 months for them to increase the value of that account to 40,000. Not a bad deal. And they can take the money out at any time they want. Pocket options is what we use. And then from there, if they just took out $1,000 a day for the rest of the year, and there's only 100, and I'm just being crazy, 20 days left in the year that they trade with, at 2.5%, getting 1,000 and extracting that 1,000 out, that's $120,000 that could potentially be built from a $10,000 investment. Not a bad deal at all. So I want you guys to digest this, that when it comes to the coaches, we actually charge the year in advance. So in this case, you're going to pay $3,000 for the education for the coaches. However, the coaches don't get the $3,000 up front. They have to work for it. They have to perform. So when you're with these coaches, just know that you're not throwing your educational money away and getting your account blown. They don't want your account to be blown. They don't want their account to be blown. So kind of start diving into it and start, thinking, there's a win-win opportunity here for everybody. So this puts the pressure on you guys to stay focused. This puts the pressure on them to stay as excellent as they already are. And this gives everybody an opportunity to win. So understanding that binary options are where you hold custody of the money the whole time, just like with the Forex opportunity, but you're actively doing the work. You're getting the education, you're getting the coaching, and you're making the decisions when the opportunity and the inventory is available in all of our projects. That's where the power is with Core 4. Very different than what you get with 99.9% of the other opportunities. With Coach Leonardo, the same identical thing. He's doing something a little bit different in yield farming, but you're going to be coached. You're going to be active. You're going to have the ability. And let's use the same example. In yield farming, Coach Leonardo has been getting well over 35, 40% a month. So let's just say it's 20%. And let's say it's compounding and it's growing and you leave it in there for 1 year. If you get a compound calculator and you do monthly 20% and you do it on $10,000 at the end of 1 year, you should have roughly about 89,000 total. Not a bad investment. But in binary options, you can start with $50. You can start with about that with yield farming. So I don't want you guys to think that there's a certain number that you have to be at. It's the journey that you have to get on and the education that you have to start with. And if you just focus on the learning and take all the rest of the noise out, then we can set goals and check to see if those goals are being met over a given period of time. This is not an overnight process. This is not get rich quick. This is get rich right. And I tell people all the time when they ask me, I say, why do people come to a Core 4 event? And I say, because they have decided, and the decision is something that is concrete, it's definitive. They have decided that they are ready to become rich, to become wealthy. And in being ready and deciding to do it, there's also a decision of sustainability. I want you guys to sustain the success. When I coach my basketball players, I could care less if they hit a 3-point shot. They make a crazy layup. Can you do it again? Can you do it again? Let's go back. Let's try that again. And we use the games as tests to see where our skill sets are so that when we're in practice and we're in the development mode, we can go back to the test, which was the game, and see how we performed under pressure. So mindset is extremely important. And we can't have a healthy mindset until we have the confidence. And the confidence comes from being able to trust ourselves because we have been exposed to the skill sets. And so that's what Core 4 is all about. And so I just wanted to give you guys a recap. Now, here's the deal. We have a pre-launch. Right now, it is $50 to be a part of the pre-launch, and you also get a 3-day vacation with that $50. And that 3-day vacation will go to a Westgate resort of any of your choice, anywhere. So you got Vegas, you've got Orlando, you've got Miami, you've got South Carolina, you've got Williamsburg, you've got the Smoky Mountains, you've got all over the place. And so it's a 3-day event. $99 is your registration with the hotel. That's for your 3 days. And they even give you an opportunity to get that money back so that your stay is for free. So what does the $50 get you? It gets you access to all of the coaching, everything that we're offering at a discounted price. So like I said, $30 a month is what you're paying for the Ghost Protocol trading room. $50 a month or $600 a year is what you're paying for the Ghost Protocol sniper. And this is Forex only. What would you pay outside of that? You pay roughly around $1,000 a month. So save your money and pay the $50. And then you could pay it through Cash App or you could pay it through crypto. But, I got to send you that wallet address, and there's more that we have to do because you got to fill out a form so that we can keep track of you during the pre-launch. And then secondary, we have now you guys getting access to the coaches, the analysts. And so what are their costs? So each coach, whether it's Coach India, Coach Vaughn, or Coach Leonardo, is $3,000 for the year. And so that's paid up front if you paid the $50 for the pre-launch. And so what does that then mean? When the actual website is finished and launched, then it goes from being $50 one time. I don't care if it takes 3 months, 6 months, a year for the website to be done. You don't pay any more money after the pre-launch or during the pre-launch. But once the site is up and ready, hopefully you guys have been making thousands of dollars, then it's $120 a month to be a part of Core 4 and maintain the memberships. So that's all you have to worry about. We also have a fantastic event coming up. That event is the Core 4 the Core 4 Summit. And that's going to be June 28th to June 30th. So please be ready for that, 2024. And we want lots of testimonials. So let's just get out here and get ready. So we're going to have some updates that we're going to give you on some of our other projects that our friends are doing. Anthony DeLoach has a wonderful YouTube challenge that I'm going to be sharing with you guys that you guys can participate in. And there's just so much more. But this was just a recap to tell you guys, I hope you know exactly what you saw yesterday. Any questions, please contact me at coachb@core4ventures.io. I will get back with you within 24 hours. I want you to hit the like and subscribe button and also tell your friends because we haven't seen anything like this. So let your friends know that we're going to be going through the Core 4 quadrant the Core 4 True Return. You guys are going to get access to the dashboard, which is the Core 4 coefficient on there as well, so that you can track your success, but also have an understanding of how I, in my journey, invest in the tools that I use. And Coach Brandon wants you to have those too. So thank you for your time, for coming out and listening. I'll see you on the next show. Basically, remember the Core 4 show is every Sunday from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do have a Telegram channel that you guys can take a look at. If you go to the YouTube channel, you'll be able to find it and all of our information. But thank you for coming out. Good night.